Now more than ever, I really need to channel those hobbies and turn them into my side hustles, turn them into something that can be so much bigger. I realized I'm so young and now is really the chance and the time to do that. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Pamela and today we're going to be talking all about how I am turning my side hobbies into my side hustles. For as long as I can remember, I've always been obsessed with entrepreneurship and the entire world of being a business owner. Now, I never really thought that I was someone who can get into this. It always looks like something that you see online that seems so far out of reach, but now that I've been doing this for many years now, I want to make content to encourage other people to do it as well. If you guys didn't know, I recently graduated college. I graduated in January 2024 from the Fashion Institute of Technology. I got my bachelor's and associate's degree in fashion business management. Right when I graduated, I had a job. I was so happy. I was so grateful. And within 3 months, it completely fell flat. And what I thought was my dream job actually turned into something that I realized I don't want to do. And I mean that in the best way possible. Like, I am so grateful for the environment that I was in and all of the lessons that I learned and all of the hands-on experience that I got. But being in that environment honestly made me realize that now more than ever, I really need to channel those hobbies and turn them into my side hustles, turn them into something that can be so much bigger. And I am someone that when I want something, I do anything that I can to make it happen. And with my hobbies and everything that I've been doing over the last few years, I realized I'm so young and now is really the chance and the time to do that. So this video is basically going to be my explanation on how I am turning my side hobbies into my hustles, making them into 6 figures, and tips for anybody who wants to be an entrepreneur as well, my journey, and everything that you should know if you want to also get started. As I said before, I graduated in January 2024, and right after I started working a 9-to-5 at this startup. I was really excited. I thought it was my dream job, and then after 3 months, when I put in my 2 weeks, I really felt like a failure, and I was honestly really sad and mad at myself because I was like, you can push through, you can stay there longer, you can do more. That is just not what I wanted to do. It was not where I was happy, and so many little things that I took for granted before, I was now wishing that I had to do again. Simple things like just being able to work from home, going on walks in the morning before you start your actual job, exercising, so many basic things that I used to do. I was now not seeing that I had any time to do it at all anymore. If you guys want to see the whole breakdown on how I just hit burnout so quickly, you can go and watch that video. But after I went through those 3 months, I realized I need to just start taking things that I do in my everyday life more seriously. So these are my 7 streams of income as a current 21-year-old. I currently have a newsletter, a blog, an influencer marketing agency, as well as a podcast, and I do content creation. Those are the 5 things that I do that I self-fund on my own. And I have 2 other jobs that I do which are funded by a company that pays me. So I currently work as a brand consultant and as a freelance social media manager / content creator for another brand. Now these are both work from home opportunities. I don't have to go anywhere into an office, which totals it to 7 streams of income, 5 of those being that I fund myself and 2 from someone else that pays me. The reason why I decided to start all of these businesses and things is because I had gotten accepted into my dream college, which was the Fashion Institute of Technology. I was so excited, I was so happy, and I was like, I need to have something that is under my belt that makes me unique and just have something that is creative for me to have as an outlet and serve as a portfolio throughout my years in college. The month that I graduated high school, I decided to start my blog called Glamour and Guide, and I'm so happy that I did that because having that blog is truly what opened up so many other doors for me down the road many years later that I never thought would happen. I read so many articles, watched so many videos, and did so much research on how to start a website on WordPress, how to make my blog reach more people, SEO, using Pinterest, all of that stuff. Doing that really made me realize how fun it is to just express yourself creatively. And then in December of 2020, that same year, I decided I was gonna start a agency. And this was specifically to do social media management. It is called Valdez Agency. I kept the same name all these years, and I was strictly doing social media management. I was working with clients and I was literally managing and running their entire business on Instagram and TikTok, and it was really fun. And I realized how overwhelming it was for me to be a student in college as a freshman managing all these people's businesses. They were paying me a couple $100s a month. It was great, but it was honestly getting really overwhelming. So I closed up shop after a few months and completely rebranded into just posting internship and branded opportunities for companies that were hiring. I did this because at the same time, while I was working on my blog and working on this agency, I was building up my own personal brand. I was posting on TikTok, I was posting on Instagram, I was learning to get comfortable in front of the camera, and I was like, I'm going to build up on these skills for my personal brand so that I can continue to build all of these other different side hustles as well, and it can all come together. The TikTok and the Instagram stuff were going really well, and I decided, why not just convert my agency into a place where it is a platform where people can just find internship opportunities and different things like that, how to work with brands, etc. So I did that for about a year. It wasn't until the following year in 2023 that I actually launched my podcast called Pretty and Prepared in February, and I decided I wanted a platform where I can just make longer form content about being prepared to be the best version of yourself, being prepared for whatever life throws at you, and since then it has been a really great journey as well. In September of last year, 2023, I also decided to completely relaunch my agency and make it into an influencer marketing agency in which I can connect brands with influencers. And the reason why I wanted to do this is because all these years now of me working with brands and agencies and then working in internships and being behind the scenes, I was getting both sides of the industry. I was working as an influencer and I was working as the person hiring the influencers. So I thought, why not just start an agency of my own? And with this agency, I was able to land one of my first clients last month, which was with Pandora. We were able to connect them with 10 influencers from my community that were handpicked from different backgrounds that have amazing pieces of content on their pages. I was able to connect them with Pandora. We put together the whole PR box, the entire campaign. It was amazing. Doing all of this over the years, they all connected and intertwined within each other, which is why starting that blog in the beginning was one of the best decisions that I've ever made. And then I decided to convert my agency now into just a full-on media company, which holds everything that I mentioned in the beginning: my podcast, my blog, my newsletter, and my agency. So everything has a home and it is under the Valdez agency umbrella. Moving on to how I am planning on actually scaling these businesses to 6 figures. So all of these different business ventures, I know they may seem very small, but there are so many people out there that are able to turn these small little hobbies into something really big. So starting off with my blog, there are so many ways that you can make money through a blog, whether it's through advertising, through sponsored posts, or through affiliate links. These are all really great ways to monetize your blog and your posts and your writing. Through advertising, you can display ads on your blog and actually make money through that. If people click them, if people are going through your blog post and they see an ad in the middle between your writing, that is a piece of advertisement that you can get paid for. You can also get paid through sponsored posts in which brands can actually sponsor an entire blog post. Lastly is affiliate marketing. This is another great way to make money through your blog because you can literally just insert links and make a commission from that if people buy from it or if they use that link. Some of the most common storefronts or websites that people use for affiliate marketing are Like to Know It, Bettable, and your regular Amazon storefront. I've had people pay me for blog posts. I've been able to make a commission through linked posts, and my blog also makes a very small amount of money when people are clicking the ads or when I have ads placed on my website. Up next is my newsletter. My newsletter is called Spill the Success, and this is all about bringing brand opportunities and internships to you right in your inbox. There were so many hours that I would spend looking for jobs and internships, and I was finding all of these really cool jobs that I was like, people need to know about this. People should totally apply for this. And it's not normal to be spending hours on LinkedIn like how I was. And when I was finding all these different opportunities, I was like, I need a platform where I can just directly send it to people so they can just apply and go through all of these links. And I thought, why not do a newsletter? People already go through their emails every single day, and having a newsletter to do that was just the best thing. Through a newsletter, you can also monetize it very similarly to a blog because you're using your words and things that you can take from a blog and literally just putting it into a newsletter. So again, brands can sponsor an entire newsletter and they can literally make the entire thing an ad. You can get paid through that. I see the Newsette do it all the time. They were frequently sponsored by the Nike Women's Running Club, Nike, and just so many other brands that literally want to sponsor the entire post that is just about that brand. You can also just have sponsored portions of your newsletter. Maybe you talk about different topics within it and a brand just wants to sponsor a specific section. Another way is, like I said before, affiliate links. You can can link anything you're talking about within your newsletter to Benable, Like to Know It, or Amazon. And if anyone purchases through these links, you are able to make a small commission. Although I have not had a brand sponsor my newsletter, I have been using affiliate links, and through that, anyone who's reading my newsletter is redirected to a affiliate link, and through that I'm able to make a commission. Next is my podcast called Pretty Unprepared, which, as I said before, it is a podcast all about preparing to be the best version of yourself, preparing for whatever life throws at you. I'm really big on self-care, self-growth, and everything that has to do with just being the best version of yourself, leveling up. And I wanted a platform where I can specifically compact all of that content that is not on YouTube form and literally just make episodes about productivity hacks, owning your morning routine, being the 2.0 version of yourself. So many things that are topics I'm passionate about. I wanted a platform to just talk about it all. So I decided to start a podcast last year. And although I have not had a podcast sponsorship yet, I'm really hoping that 2024 is the year we make that happen. So some of the ways that you can monetize a podcast is obviously by having specific sections within your podcast that are sponsored by a brand. I know we all have our favorite podcasts that we listen to, and oftentimes you may hear a specific advertisement be maybe in the beginning, in the middle, or towards the end of that podcast. And it can typically range from a minute to 2 minutes, sometimes even longer depending on how long the brand wants it. But obviously the longer the sponsorship is, the more money that you can make. And brands will also sometimes give you specific promo codes that you can use for just your podcast listeners. So it's easier for the brand to just track how many people were coming from your podcast and using that promo code or whatever affiliate sponsorship sale that they want to do with you. Affiliate marketing can also be incorporated into your podcast because every single podcast always has show notes or episode notes that are going to be linked to when you open up that episode, whether it's on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And when you click those episode notes, you're often taken to a link in which the brand that was sponsoring that episode now has a link in there. You can click it, learn more about it. Even if a brand is not sponsoring you, you can still put your affiliate links in the show notes, whether it's to your Amazon storefront or whatever you want people to go. Up next is content creation. So content creation has by far been my most successful stream of income. I've been able to make close to 6 figures now that I've been doing this for quite a few years now. Last year, I think I made more money than I ever have in my entire life, literally from partnerships and brand deals and ads. And I am so grateful to even be saying that out loud because I used to dream of just making even $20 or $50 from working with a brand. And now I'm able to make 4 figures easily from any kind of brand deal, which literally just blows my mind. And I never thought that I would get to that point, like, ever. But I'm so grateful that I've been able to make amazing relationships with brands and PR people. All these really crazy brands that I would see either on TV or would see other brands working with, or I would see other influencers working with. And now that I have the chance to do it, I think is just absolutely crazy, like the power of the internet. But the way that you are able to monetize yourself through content creation is obviously through partnerships and brand deals, but also UGC content. This is user-generated content in which brands will pay you to make content for them that they can run in ads or just use on their social channels, and you literally do not have to post it. I've done so much UGC content in the past for brands that they literally just need an influencer for an ad. You don't have to post it. They just want to run it in an ad, or they just want to use it on their pages, and they will pay you for that. You can also, again, use affiliate marketing as an influencer. This is very common. A lot of content creators will use Amazon storefronts or Like to Know It, also known as LTK, to promote any of their outfits or whatever it is that they're talking about in a video or an Instagram story, and you can easily make a commission from that. As a content creator, you also get really cool partnership opportunities, such as working on set, working in commercials, or being in a studio with a brand. I've actually been able to do a few of these kinds of opportunities. They happen very rarely, but when you do get the opportunity, it's really cool. I was featured in a back to school Home Depot kind of commercial with her campus, which was super cool. I was also able to work with Under Armour on a photo shoot also through her campus. Things like that are just really awesome because that doesn't normally happen, I feel like, in day-to-day life, unless you're a model or you work with an agency that can connect you with that. Truly, the entire world of influencer marketing is just the best, and if you have a chance to do that, or if you have a chance one day to just turn on your camera and film a video and post it, you're not gonna regret it, because you honestly never know who is gonna see that video and where it can take you. My last self-funded stream of income is my agency, which is Valdez Agency. It is my influencer marketing branch. I am still in the process of getting my next client, no hints. I am very excited because I'm able to create campaigns, create really cool projects, and build things out for brands. I partnered with Pandora earlier this year, and we handpicked 10 creators that were able to make content about the Pandora double chain link necklace, which was so fun, and I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity to do that. And for future clients, what I basically do is help them on different kinds of services that they are looking for, such as maybe they want an ambassador program at a school, maybe they want me to pick creators to work on this campaign that they have. Maybe they want me to come up with the campaign and actually fund the influencers and find them and send it over to them. A lot of brands also are looking for people who can just work as brand consultants or freelance and do things for them, and those are things that I've had the opportunity to do recently, which I am so grateful for. Maybe they want you to do some sort of event in person. I have not done an in-person event yet for a brand, but that is another way that you can take advantage of having an agency, is by doing all kinds of different cool projects and services like that. You obviously have to have the right resources and know the right people to make that happen, but it is something that is possible, and that I'm hoping in the future, when I get more hands-on and when I get more staff eventually, I can take it to the next level where I can do in-person events and host really cool things like that. Those were my 5 self-funded streams of income that I'm currently working on, but I have 2 more that, like I said before, are funded by actual brands. So currently I work as a freelancer slash social intern, I guess, for another startup that is based over in California. They are truly the best, and I love working with them. And then I also work as a freelance brand consultant, like I said before, for Valdez Agency. That is one of the services that I offer if people are looking. If you just want to hire me to make campaigns with you, or you're looking for influencers, that is another thing that I offer. But that is 2 of the things that I do outside of my self-funded, because those are paid for through brands or just companies that are paying me as an employee. In the future, I'm hoping to eventually monetize my YouTube channel, because then that would add also to this list of things. So maybe we'll see in 2024 if I can monetize my YouTube channel. But I want to give you guys some tips on why you should consider being an entrepreneur, or just someone who turns your hobbies into side hustles. Having independence and creativity. When you are in certain environments, you can sometimes be limited to how much you can do in terms of independence and creativity. When you are an entrepreneur or a business owner, or you just own your own things, you are able to be as creative as you want. You can be as far-fetched as you want, and you can honestly make it happen. That's what I love about owning all of these different business ventures, is that if one day I'm in the mood to write 3 blog posts, I can go to my blog and write that, and I can write about any topic that I want. If today I'm in the mood to talk for 40 minutes and I want to make a podcast episode, I can go over to my podcast. If I want to make a YouTube video and I feel like getting dressed up today, I can make a YouTube video like this. Whatever my heart desires, I'm able to go through those different platforms and ventures and make it happen, and I love that I'm able to do that. Number 2 is unlimited growth. When you are working either with a manager or in some sort of environment where someone can control, how many promotions you get a year, you can often feel really limited, and that is something that I have always found so unfair, that we work so hard and you're really only limited to a few promotions every once in a while. When you're an entrepreneur or you work for yourself, the amount of promotions and growth that you can get literally for yourself is endless. You can do as much as you want, and you're not limited to just a certain campaign. You can literally work on whatever it is that you want and scale and try to get it as big as you want. I know we all know that quote, which is that people will leave their 9 to 5 to work 24/7 and just work even more hours than they worked at an office. And it's really just the sacrifice that you have to make with yourself, because it is not an easy journey. Tip number 3 when it comes to this is that there's a lot of personal development and learning that you get from being an entrepreneur. You're gonna learn so many skills and things that you may not learn in a traditional job. And as someone who has worked so many internships and has literally been working since I was like 15 years old, I can tell you the amount of things that I've learned on my own, either from the internet or just from trying it myself, are things that I would have never learned in any other kind of environment. I learned myself how to build a website. how to start a newsletter, how to start a podcast, how to get into content creation, how to work with brands, all these things that are really popular right now. And it's literally just because of reading articles, watching YouTube videos, just constantly engaging and learning. That is one of the best parts about life in general, is that you're constantly able to take in new knowledge, take in new tips and things. So many people don't take advantage of the free resources that are out there. There's so many free courses and things that schools and just companies in general offer you. Lastly, having the opportunity for impact is one of the best and biggest reasons why I wanted to get into entrepreneurship, is because there is such a small percentage of people that are changing the world and that are doing something amazing, and I want to be part of that small percentage. Why can't you be part of that small percentage? Why can't you be part of those people that are working actively to just make a positive change in the world? And you obviously don't have to become the next president or be someone who is on the news and that is doing crazy amazing things. You can be doing something as simple as just standing out in your community, working to build a name for yourself in your town, and just helping people. And start small. There's so many small business owners that are working every single day, and they may not see that success immediately, but years down the road they're gonna be like, I'm glad that I did this. And you can be the exact same way. Those are all of my final tips and everything that has to do with how I am building a 6-figure side hustle as a 21-year-old. I am so excited to see where my life will be within the next few months. I have so many exciting things and little tricks up my sleeve that I cannot wait to talk about in the future, but I seriously love every single one of you guys, all of my subscribers. And even if you're not a subscriber, even if you're just watching this and you needed motivation, I really hope this was helpful, because sometimes I feel like I need that extra boost of motivation and just someone to kind of push me and inspire me. And thank you guys so much for watching. Love you. Bye.